Timer start. Agility mode.
Okay guys, so this is my Blade 230S. I've had it for approximately 6 months now. Done about 100 flights on it. It's a really good helicopter to start learning with. That's essentially why I bought it. Spektrum has the safe mode. On this, I'm running it on a Spektrum DX6 Gen 3 radio. It's got the forward programming where you can switch the safe mode on and off. So I originally bought this because I wanted to get into scale flying, and obviously with scale fuselages and scale helicopters, you know, it's not something you really want to practice with because it can become very expensive if you have mishaps and make mistakes and crash and stuff like that. So I essentially bought this so that I can start practicing scale flying, very much like what I'm doing now, you know, just practicing the figure eights and practicing the pirouettes and all that stuff, and learning the orientation while flying. And it's helped a great deal. If you have a look at my channel, I've got a rotor scale UH1 Huey that I've built, and that's what I'm actually doing my scale flying with, the actual scale flying. It's my scale helicopter, and I practice doing all that with this, pretty much like I'm doing now. It's two very different flying machines. This one obviously it's a lot lighter. It's a 230. My Huey is a 450. Still not a very big machine, but with the scale fuselage, it's quite heavy, and it's not as nimble as this. So you kind of have to get used to the 450 and the weight and what it feels like when you fly for the first minute or two, because this is very agile. I'll bump it into 100% RPM. As you can see, it's quite quick. Obviously this is not how I fly with a 450 for scale flight, but just as a comparison as to what this can do compared to the 450, it's much more nimble, much quicker, can turn quicker. Tail turns out much faster. So yeah, there's a lot more you can do with this when it comes to flying fast and all that. I don't do 3D flying purely because, you know, that's not to the level of flying that I'm interested in achieving. I mean, the guys that do 3D flying, that's a skill all on its own. I like scale flying. I like being able to do precision maneuvers at low speed, which gives it a much more scale look, which is obviously what you're going for when you are flying scale fuselages. As you can see, this one turns nice and quick. I've got it in safe mode still. That's why you'll see when I do that, the tail bops up and down from time to time. That's the safe mode, trying to figure out what it is that you're doing and whether it should be stopping you or rescuing you or something to that effect. See that tail going up and down? That's the safe mode, trying to figure out, should it stop, should it go. It's really good for practicing. It's really good for helping you if you are a beginner. I still consider myself a beginner. I mean, there are guys that have been flying for many years that can do everything that I'm doing now without safe mode. And to be quite honest with you, you know, if you want to get into the hobby and enjoy it from, well, pretty much day one, the safe mode is really the way to go. It gives you confidence to fly the way that I'm flying now. It's not that I can't fly without safe mode, it's just that I don't know if it's just maybe because I'm nervous and I overcorrect, so I'm in a constant state of panic basically to try and recover the helicopter. It's not because I don't know my orientation. I mean, I can do pirouettes quite nicely. It's just nice to have the safe mode to bail you out, or to help you, not really bail you out, but to help you in times of panic, really. So, is the 230S still worth buying in 2022? I think it is. It's been out for a while. This is version 2. I never had version 1. I don't know what it was like, but this is really awesome. It really helps build practice, confidence. In the beginning, when I started last year, I started with a... oh, that's the battery warning. I started with a S70, also a Blade S70, which I used basically for hovering, tail in, tail out, left and right, just to get used to the orientation of how to fly. But this has been a real great help with actual flying and learning your orientation while flying and pirouettes and all that. Anyway guys, that's it for now. Until next time.